You're listening to the Law of Attraction Radio Network.
The secret to well-being is discovering the power that is your birthright, the power to create a happier, healthier life, drawn from our own vast internal resources. Join Jules and her guests as they gently guide you to shift your perspective from the familiar negative to the divinely connected, a place that will not only positively impact your world, but possibly shift the planet. It's all right here on Law of Attraction Talk Radio.
Well, welcome to Law of Attraction Talk Radio. I'm Jules from beautiful Southern California. Thanks for being with me. Okay, so we have had many shows on Law of Attraction Talk Radio about how to shift your thinking from negativity to positivity in order to raise your vibration to what it is you truly want. And today we've got something very special for you. Today I have Chris Prefontaine with me, who has his own show, Smart Real Estate Coach, on Law of Attraction Radio Network. And it is so amazing because he's going to tell you how to be a real estate investor without going through a bank, without any credit, and without any money down. Yes, here's a surefire way that you are going to get from A to Z in which you can begin to make your own $1 million fortune today. So I want you to sit back, relax, and listen to this incredible show because you are going to want to contact Chris as you decide, well, hey, wait a minute, I can do this. So let's get going. You're going to love it. Well, welcome, Chris Prefontaine, to Law of Attraction Talk Radio. I am so thrilled to talk with you and just so excited that you're now on Law of Attraction Radio Network. And you are the selling guru of real estate. This is a dream come true for me.
Well, I'm super excited to be here.
Now, you just had an event last week with our friend Joe Vitale, right? How did that go?
We did, and he was amazing as usual. My parents came in, everybody came in just to meet him, you know, amongst other things. But he was great. He spoke for about an hour and a half.
He's wonderful. I just love that guy. He's so real and down to earth. And he's so, everybody knows who he is. So
well, that's for sure.
I love him. So, Chris, now you know the secret on selling and how to sell real estate or really anything without using money. That's what's incredible. That's what everyone wants to hear. How do you begin investing without funds? I don't get it.
Yeah, a lot of people say, come on, why would sellers do that if you're not going to pay them? The short answer is terms, the word terms, but I know that's kind of an industry term. So it means this. It means owner financing or lease purchase, neither one of those requiring a bank.
Wow. So you don't need outstanding credit, or do you?
No, you do not. In fact, once upon a time, I had good credit, and then the 2008 debacle came, and my credit went down. And then, so when I started doing terms buying, you know, owner financing and lease purchase, I couldn't get a loan. No, never.
So how do you go about finding properties that is being sold by the owner?
We have a bunch of different ways, Jules, but one of them is we have virtual assistants who call out and they speak with for sale by owners, you know, people trying to sell on their own, or expired listings. Those are listings that were on with a realtor and couldn't sell. They locate those for us, and then we go ahead and call the ones that are interested.
Wow. So where does the law of attraction play into all this? Because I know that you do workshops, you do everything, but there's still a mindset that's important, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I started studying Joe stuff whenever The Secret came out. What, oh 05,
2000,
oh 06,
yeah,
somewhere
2006.
around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. People, it's as you know, you can't put your finger on it, but it is a lot of it up here. I tell the people we coach, 99% of it is here. Like everything else, we can teach the mechanics, right? But it's the mental piece. It's the energy. I think it's just huge, and that's why I brought him in for the weekend.
So you and this is a family business and you've been doing it for quite a while, but what is it that you need that positive framework that nothing's going to distract you from getting it.
Well, positive framework, and I think a big piece that goes with this, ties to this, I think, is not letting past experiences dictate the future. Man, I see it all too often. If I did, for example, I'd be out of business because '08 was awful, right?
Ah,
So
yeah.
you can't let that dictate the future, or else the whole law of attraction breaks down.
So you have to be able to see it as a challenge that you're going to go piece by piece until you reach the end.
Well, yeah, piece by piece, and literally designing what you want going forward, right? So you kind of get blinders on, not looking left, right, or back, and literally designing what you want it to look like in the future, and just go trudge forward.
Wow. So is it difficult? I know you give workshops. So now we're not just talking to realtors, we're talking to anybody who really wants to start investing.
Yeah, we actually have only a few realtors all across the country. It's mostly people that are either struggling investors now, or people that want a kind of a plan B income wise, or people in the corporate rat race, so to speak, that want to, have their own business, and that have always dreamed of real estate. But so many people think, as you started the show, that you need money to do it. So we get all different types. I tell you what, the most successful have been people coming from corporate that have had kind of had enough with the corporate world.
Yeah, I can imagine. So you really don't need money. You just have to find an owner who's willing to finance it for you.
Finance or lease purchase, yeah. In other words, willing to take payments in one way or another.
And so, and there's a lot of those out there.
Well, yeah, we do 5 to 10 homes a month between our family business here in New England and then around the country with other students every month, predictably.
Wow. My goodness. So you have people come to your workshops and you are training them how to get into that mindset where you don't need money, you don't need credit, but you have to have the confidence to
We'll help
move
with
it
that
on.
piece too, actually. It's really, you know what it is? It's the openness to say, okay, Jules, I'll be coachable.
Ooh.
That's kind of the blinders thing. I tell people, my other analogy is just kind of wipe the slate clean, wipe the whiteboard clean and say, I'm coachable, and then set your expectation that I'm going to have this mindset, or at least work on this mindset for 3 years. Too many people to get rich quick and this.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's a business, but it'll return far greater than anything else if you'll just get in that mindset and go forward for 3 years.
Wow. So really, anybody could do this.
Anybody
I could
can
do
and
it.
does.
I can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So what is stopping people from doing it? It's the fear.
It is. It really is. We have what we call, we have groups of different students around the country, and one of our higher level associates, we call them, we were in a mastermind together, and they all agreed, look, we all have the same things that we learned from Smart Real Estate Coach and Chris and team, but it's this. It really is how fast or slow they go. Paradigms, past experiences, all these things that interplay here.
Wow. Wow. This is neat. So we have to retrain our mind to get away. I mean, when I think of bank and mortgages and things like that, the fear comes up in me. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't even want to deal with it.
Right. I agree. That's why, I get stung so badly. It was that attitude there that I didn't want to deal with it, but it's also that I just couldn't deal with it anymore.
So what made you go into this line of real estate where you're just getting the owners? I mean, you're seeking those people out and you're making sales. So it's the fear that got you into it. You couldn't.
Well, we with the debacle in '08, the national market collapse.
Yeah.
It was do we use that as an excuse to say we're getting out of the business, which a lot of people do mindset wise. That doesn't work. Or is it we made some decisions that could have been different? Market's great. People always make money in real estate. Success leaves clues. But we had to make different decisions and do what I call re-engineer how we buy. That's all.
Okay. So that's basically what you're teaching people to do. Now, do we have to be in your physical location for the workshops? Or are they online?
Yeah, good question. So our main course, it's a free webinar first, and then our main course is all online. So why do I say free? Because it gives you a chance to go through it and say, is this a niche in a person, right? Or a group that I want to follow? Yes or no. If no, great. You spent an hour. You had to listen to me for an hour, but you spent an hour. You get some content. And then after that, you get to go on an online course. It's 10 modules. Sit right at the comfort of your home. Don't get on a plane. Don't spend any money for a hotel. Then you can decide how fast or slow you want to go. It'll teach you how to do it, whether you talk to us or not, but it does come with some free phone calls. We guide them.
Oh, so you guide them individually if they need it.
Yeah, absolutely. We do what we call a free strategy call when they purchase that online course.
So I noticed in your article that you had in the Law of Attraction magazine, which I thought was so neat.
Oh, thanks.
Because you saw pictures of the home, and then the headline was like, you can buy this for nothing. It's like, wait a minute, let me grasp it. I had to reread that a couple times. Now, how can you do this? We have been so programmed to believe that we have to have a mortgage. We have to go to the bank. We have to have good credit. And you're telling us, unprogram that, because that's not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, and unfortunately, what you just said is what a lot of the buyers think. I'll give you a percentage that'll be, I'm sure, surprising to you. So 82% of the people, roughly, in different markets, average, 82% of the buyers, if they walk in a bank today, can't get a loan. It could be something small. It could have been from a divorce. Something happened that caused their credit to take a turn. But the banks are getting tighter and tighter. So that number is not getting smaller. So they are under the mindset that they just gave up. They can't get, I guess I'll never get a home. And so we're helping them. So we buy them one way and then we help them get into the home. It's a great win-win. Talk about energy and positive.
Wow. So you actually buy the home and then
put them in it. We help them get credit enhancement. We help them get credit mortgage ready. And then we help them eventually buy the home.
Wow. Wow. So the story is here on your podcast, which you have all of these other guests that come on. They're experts, and they're telling people the inside scoop as far as credit, as far as purchasing, as far as finding a place and negotiating. I've noticed on your podcast, you have a whole slew of experts coming on.
Yeah, this is a good thing you brought up because no one's brought this up. See, a lot of podcasts, real estate related, they will only have their niche on because that lack mentality of, I can't have other people on, then they wouldn't all follow me. Ours is completely opposite. Ours is, I want them to see variety. I want all the different types of ways they can work in real estate to come on the show. Why not? There's plenty of it. There's the prosperity mentality. There's plenty out there. I don't need to try to control this little tight group, right?
So I just saw that the Federal Reserve just jumped the interest rate
again.
up.
Yep. Now it's going to make it a little harder now, even for buyers now.
But it's still not impossible.
No, it's not impossible because they can go through our program. But for the conventional buyer, it makes it a little bit harder out of the gate because now their payments just went up, hypothetically, with their interest rates. So now they come in through us. They work on credit enhancement. They work on saving more. And they do that through a rent-to-own program. Then they can get a mortgage. We get them ready to get a mortgage.
Rent-to-own program.
Yep.
So, in other words, we take a place and we start renting it with putting more money on top of that so that goes towards the purchase price?
Correct. They can do that. They can enhance their credit while they're there, so their loan is better, their rate is better. The whole process just puts them in a better light to get a loan.
You know, this seems like so many people need an expert to go to. And it's like they've been lost. And here's their ticket is really through you. And your business has been going for how long? I mean, your entire family's in it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been at real estate 27 years this year, so I'm dating myself. But the kids and I started together. They came at different times, but since 13, we've done just the terms buying that I mentioned. So we buy on terms and we sell and rent to own. So it's going on a little over 5 years now, just this niche.
So you're all over the country.
We have, I don't know, 25 or 30 different states now where we have one or more people in it. And we do deals with them and we revenue share and teach them at the same time. So they have us in their corner, so to speak, you know?
Okay, so I just know that ears are perking up here. They're like, oh, wait, I got to learn more about this. So how long is the workshop? Did you say it was like 10 weeks?
No, 10 modules. Good clarification. Now on that point, can they do one a week and take their time? Sure. Do some people kind of bowl through it in a weekend? Sure. As fast or slow as they want, it does track their progress and it tracks it for us. So I know if you're on module 5 and you're halfway through, I know how fast or slow you're going and where you might need attention.
Oh, so that you can actually help guide them through
Reach
it?
out, yeah, and or if they get stuck and you don't see any progress, hey, is there something we can help clarify? Or yeah.
Wow, that is wonderful.
Yeah, so if they're super over the top aggressive, they can go through it if they want fast. It's up to them.
And what do you recommend? Just something that they're comfortable with? Because
It is, because I don't want to push or prod, but I mean, steady's always good. So if they just pick a target and say, well, I'll watch one module every other day, or, just set a schedule up so it stays consistent, because the material does build on itself like anything else, right?
but they're going to learn how to be an investor and really start making funds. And you're the key, and your family's the key, but you are the one with the knowledge. This is so brilliant. And wow, what a blessing. People are just going to go crazy over this.
Well, I hope so. It's just healthy. I was a realtor for 18 years and my son, Nick, was. And I remember Nick coming in with me saying it's just so much healthier energy-wise, because you're not getting the I'll call it drama. You're not getting the negotiating the way you do. It's the seller's ecstatic because you have a solution. The buyer's ecstatic because you have the solution. And, of course, you're in the middle. And for the entrepreneurs out there, we actually create 3, not 1, 3 paydays per deal. So it's nice cash now, then it's nice cash over time, and then it's nice cash in the future. That's kind of the best of all if you think about it.
Because you're not stuck holding and not knowing the future.
Yeah. You're getting paid all along the way, starting right at the beginning. It's nice.
Wow. So where are you located in New England?
We are in Newport, Rhode Island, tiny little town.
Oh, that's beautiful there.
Yeah, it's nice. So we don't do a lot on island. We have to go off island for our own homes. And then, of course, we, like I said, we help people all over the country. We do most of that by the phone, and we do fly into some of them.
So do you do like California?
We have several in Cal. I can look at my board. We have several in Cal. We have Michigan. We have Arkansas, brand new one, Colorado, New Hampshire, and New England. They're all over the place.
Wow. So if they don't have a location that you have, what do you recommend?
If they go through, what happens is if they go through the online course, they can apply, because all these areas they apply for it, and they say, hey, this is kind of what I do. It's my background. Here's my goals. Here's the area I'm in, and would I be a fit? And we find out if it's a fit for them. That's at the the level where we work with them. But anyone can take the course and go through it and do their own thing if they want to.
So what is the successful mentality? Because everyone, I would assume, goes through little bumps in the road doing this investment. That's just part of the contrast.
Of course.
So what is the kind of mentality that you're going to have up and down, but no matter what, don't give up?
The word trust comes to mind. I have, when someone joins me, I send out a video that has 5 rules on it. And one of them is trust, because if you don't trust the system right out of the bat, mindset wise, that's a toughie. You're not, you got to trust what you got into. I always say to people, like I connected with Joe, pick a mentor that you think is where you want to be, but also that you think you can relate to, because you got to be, it's a relationship. And so I met Joe personally. I studied him for years, but I met him personally and had dinner with him about a year and a half ago. And since then, so much has come from that. But I trusted what he said. I didn't say, "Oh, that doesn't work." It's just a mindset.
Yeah, it's just a mindset. And
Yeah.
everybody has that ability to move beyond if they have the strong desire. Now, that desire is really important, though.
Sure. Or I could call it, like we just had the event with Joe, and I worked with people on their whys, or their desires. And if that's a deep enough one with enough emotion, not just, well, I want to make X amount, that doesn't do it. But if the desire is deep enough with some emotion behind it and some pictures behind it, and it's clear with the vision, then yeah, then we can run with that. We can match the goals to what we set up.
What if somebody has a home, their own home, and they want to sell it? Do they contact you too?
This is a big thing you bring up, because I tell people in the seminar, even online, if you never go out and buy a bunch of these for yourself, as an investor, and you just do your own home, you could save tens of thousands or make tens of thousands, if you're buying or selling. But my son-in-law, Zach, and my daughter, Kayla, secured a home in several months ago. I think it was May or June, overlooking the water. They bought it on terms. They bought it on lease purchase. That's a great example. They didn't go to a bank. They didn't have to mess with all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're living in it?
They're in it presently. Yep. They're 10-month-old grandson we have, and they're enjoying it. It's great.
So do you recommend something like that they buy it, they live in it, and then stay in it for a few years and then
finance it out? Sure. Yeah.
That's what you recommend?
It's a great plan for a lot of reasons. And that's a whole other seminar, but it's a lot of reasons why that works.
Wow. So there's a whole bunch of ways. There's just not one set way.
Right. Oh, yeah. All deals are different. That's what keeps me going, because you're never bored. All the deals are going to be structured slightly different, even though they might be called the same thing. They might still be owner financing. But, okay, a lot of moving parts. Lease purchase, a lot of moving parts,
So you really can't do this without the experience.
Well, or someone. I mean, I'm not so naive to say we invented this. It's been around for decades. All we did is take all the skill sets and say, here's a system, and here's a kind of a platform, a protocol to run on, so it gives someone guidance. But the deal structuring types have been around for decades.
Well, yeah, but it hasn't been out in public that people will know how to do this. You're opening this up to the world right now, and this is powerful. Can you do something out of the country, say like in the Bahamas?
I haven't tested it beyond. I have got a lot of good friends in Bermuda, and then of course Canada. I know it's not difficult at all. I have some people emailing me from London, but I haven't done business there. But if you're buying and selling real estate there, you can buy and sell real estate on terms. That's it. That's the short answer.
So you don't have to be afraid of the banks. You don't have to be afraid of the rejection. You just have to have the drive to go and to do it. And what's the worst thing that can happen?
Well, I always say that, and not just afraid, but don't be ashamed if they have beat up credit or whatnot, because I did, and you can do it.
And you can do it. Wow. This is just wonderful. This is just powerful. So how do people get a hold of you?
They can, if they want to deal with, like I said, listening to me longer, they can go to the free webinar at smartrealestatecoach.com, or you can put it in the show notes. We'll give you a link. And then they can see if it's a fit for them. It's free. No one's going to be bugging them. And they can go through. There's actually some bonuses at the end, and they can get my book for free as well.
Really? Oh, my goodness.
If they're on your show, especially if they just mention the Law of Attraction, we'll make sure we ship them out a book, the Amazon bestseller. No shipping charge. We'll just get it out to them.
Wow. That's prosperity consciousness right there. That is so cool.
It comes back.
And it comes back. Yeah, exactly. But this is what people have been waiting for. They just didn't know how to do it.
Sure. Exposure, right?
Yeah. Well, we're giving you exposure because we want all of the listeners, those who really want to have been thinking about it but didn't know the first step. And even if you're a realtor and go the conventional route, you need to know the other route too.
Well, that's huge, actually, Jules. You know why? Because I can speak from that because I was on that side of the fence, so to speak, before. And the fact is, anything that does not fit in the normal box, let's say, the normal realtor box, instead of saying to the seller, I can't help you, or the buyer, I can't help you, now they have a whole other bag of tricks where they can say, I can help you. I can buy your house if it's over leveraged. I can help you if your credit's bad. They have the answer. So now they look even better and are more profitable as a realtor. Absolutely. It's more tools.
Wow. You know, here I've been doing the show for 11 years, and this is the first nitty gritty thing that people can actually go and do to bring the money to them.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. I mean, just the fact that you keep the show open to that, or keep your audience open to that, I appreciate it, and appreciate certainly being able to talk to you about it.
Well, it's something that I've never had before, and it's like, okay, now it's concrete, people. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
It's like, you don't have to go out to the universe. It's right here, right here. This is wonderful. This is your chance to do something and to go to the free seminar first. Decide if you want to go further. Take the chance because, you know, really, it looks like the universe is on your side, or else he wouldn't be on Law of Attraction Radio Network.
You got it right. You got it right. And then I'm happy to get on a call that like I said, that comes with a free strategy call. So we'll be talking.
Wow. It just seems too good to be true, but it's
I
not.
get it all the time. Yeah.
It's not. This is wonderful. I so appreciate you doing this because you're helping building dreams for people who have been stuck, and people need this. They need to start fulfilling their dreams. You're the ticket, sir. You're the ticket. And
well, I appreciate it. I'm the conduit. They got to walk in, and I'm the conduit. That's all. I'm happy to help.
Okay, so we're going to put the link and everything so that you can contact him directly. You can get his book. What are you waiting for? I'm so excited. I'm so excited, and I want you to come back. Will you talk to us about some of the deals that you had that you thought was too good to be true?
Well, the one that I think the one that we shared with the article there, I think that was the estate in Pennsylvania, right? If I recall. Right. Okay. There's another one that we did. We wrote an article for Bigger Pockets on that got a lot of attention because we bought I'll give you the high points. We bought the property for $177,000 owner financing. Because it was owner financing, and because we could stretch the term out long enough, and because there was an extra lot next door, the profit on that property after 60 months is a little over 177 grand. We bought it for 177. It's a little over 177 profit. So I'll get them thinking for a minute.
Wow. And how did you know that was going to occur? You just took everything and put it into a mathematical formula? I mean, is everybody that lucky, or is it?
No, that's not the norm. Disclosure. That's a good one. But most of the owner financing deals, because the payments you're making do not include interest, it's only principal. You are really putting, parlaying principal down every month, and that's all money in your pocket when you cash out. And who's paying that down every month? Not you. It's your tenant buyer making the monthly payment to you. So that's just building for 60 months. You pretty much, pay everything off in a lot of cases, or a significant amount.
Okay, so you're saying buy the property from and have it owner financed, rent it out, and that money from the rent actually goes to pay the principal.
Yeah, and the distinction there, Jules, is rent to own. And why do I say that? Because we're talking about mindset. Is a different mindset with a buyer that needs time versus a renter. Because a renter, there's no attachment to the house, right?
Right.
And they could beat it up or whatever. A buyer that says, well, thank you, I just need time to fix my credit, or thank you, I just need time to save more. I like this program. Here's a down payment. That's a different mindset. That's, I need time, not I'm a renter and it's not my house.
I see.
different.
see.
So you're not
Yeah.
dealing with the headaches.
Interesting. I love this. Oh, wow.
We got to
Terrific.
come do some deals in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, in La Quinta, California,
Sure.
next to Palm Springs. I know that there's a lot of places out here. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited.
We're
You
ready.
know what? This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Do your modules, you can take them at any time. They're not a set
Yeah.
date.
No, actually, another good point you bring up. So you're filling in a lot of good points, because that once they buy it, they own it for life. So we recently we released a new one in May. We updated it again last week with the event that Joe was at. And so if you had already bought it, you just get these updates as we improve it. You don't pay extra; it just comes out.
Wow, my goodness. So you have what, 35 states?
Right now, roughly associates, we call them, students at that level. In roughly 35-ish.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's what you would call right here a master manifester,
Nice. I like that.
because you're saying nothing is impossible. You can work it. That's what we've been waiting to hear.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because this morning somebody sent me a video. It was someone from the event that Joe was at, and that's probably why they sent it. But it was Arnold Schwarzenegger talking about the fact that people limit themselves until they see something done, right? Until they see the record mile or the record skier, and then it's everybody can do it now. So that's all here.
It's all here.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to get that mindset. You're going to show us how to get that mindset. This is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. Now, and you have an introduction course that people can take. Is that a video too?
All our stuff is online, except for the once a year annual event that we just had where Joe came in. We brought all kinds of great speakers in for that. We had I don't know if you know Shiloh Harris, staff sergeant, retired, was in a tragic accident on tour, and he's an amazing story. You should look him up, Shiloh Harris, if you want to talk about positive, man.
But that's what it takes, is not getting discouraged. You could have gotten discouraged when everything crashed, but you decided to find another way.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you it wasn't, all these things we talked about didn't creep in. Of course they did. But when you get that, everyone listening, I'm sure, gets that way, right, with certain things. So I think it's super important, the exposure, meaning why did we bring in Joe? Why do we bring in Shiloh? Because the exposure, I think, is what grows this. And when we grow this, then we grow the results in every way, and we attract it in every way.
Wonderful. This is wonderful. This is what everyone's been waiting for. I'm going to have your, well, for one thing, on the network, people have got to start listening to your podcast, and I'm sure they are right now.
Oh, great.
And getting ideas, but having us talk, okay. I'm getting excited. I'm going to turn a lot of people onto this. What is everybody waiting for? One of the dreams about being in the law of attraction is becoming a millionaire like Joe Vitale.
Right.
But yet we don't know how to take the first step. And you are leading us to that first step. We can do it. And because you've gone through the ups and downs of it, you can encourage us to keep on going.
What's cool about the audience here is just what you said. They're not on the show by mistake. They're on the show because this is what they love doing. They're attracted to it for whatever reason. So those make phenomenal students because they've already gone through a lot of the mindset, or at least they're ready to go through it.
Right. I love this. I'm so excited. This is so wonderful.
I am too, the more we say it, because I know that'll attract for them and for us everything we need, for sure.
Everything. This is so exciting. Wonderful. Well, we are all out of time, but oh my goodness, Chris, this is wonderful. We got to keep on sending people to you because of you, they're going to achieve their dreams.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the time on the show, for sure.
Oh, hey, you got to come back and share more stories with us, okay?
Anytime you want.
Oh, you got it. All right. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week with another great show from Law of Attraction Talk Radio. If you'd like to comment on tonight's show, send an email to jules@loaradionetwork.com and have a great week.